So I remember when we got together to write, I don't even think I had an idea that day.
I don't think you did that day.
But you were getting rid of your piano.
Yes.
You were selling your piano.
I had a baby grand, yeah.
They were coming to pick it up the next day, I think. And so he was like, "Oh, I'm selling my piano." And I was like, "Oh, that's when." He's like, "Come see it." So we walked back there. And you sat down, and I don't even know what you played.
I remember.
But it was just something, that very jazzy kind of deal. You kind of did. And I was like, dang, we should write something like that. And we came back in here, and I think we went to lunch. Didn't we? I feel like we left and went and ate lunch, and then we came back, and we were like, you talk about one that just sort of poured out. That one really did. And this melody.
Well, you said something about Sinatra. We started talking about Sinatra.
Right. I think Willie's record had just come out.
That's
His
what it
Sinatra
was.
record had
That's
just come out.
exactly what it was, yes.
Yeah. And so between the piano and then I was talking about that, I was like, what if we, because I love that music. I mean, that's when I like warm up vocally. I've never taken vocal lessons or anything like that, but before a show, I will always listen to the Sinatra Duets album and sing along to that. That's sort of what I've used as my warm-up forever. And so that music just really hits me, and I love it, and I love to sing it. And so we were like, what if we, let's see if we can come up with something like that. And he sits down at this piano and just starts in, and these melodies that he was coming up with. I mean, it was like, and you'll hear it. Just amazing stuff. So intricate and so, like, talk about not expecting it to go where it goes. Yeah. Like, it was, and you did that intentionally. I mean, he is so talented.
I allowed myself to get lost. I like, in that kind of music, it's really interesting to me how a melody is like the tonal center, the key will change, and it'll go somewhere bizarre, and it'll take you somewhere else, and then it will wrap itself back around and end back at the same key that you were at.
Yeah.
And so I just kept pushing further and further out, and I thought, I've gotten too far. I won't be able to get us back. Wait a second. What if we did? I found a way back to the other key.
Oh, it was so good. And then as we were putting it together, we're just telling a story again. And this is, it's telling this girl's story. What's a girl to do? She's at a crossroads going, do I stay with this guy who treats me bad, or do I strike off on my own? Either way, it's gonna be hard, And that was kind of what we went with. And the verses, we just kept going. Oh, and what about this? Like, what if we said this? And what, But God, doing that was just sitting in the room in there with the piano, and we wrote it with
It's one of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of.
It was
because the melody is so out there.
Yeah.
And but yet it seems like it absolutely fits you,
Yeah. I feel like it does too. And to think that those songs that we think only exist, in the 40s and way back then, and it's like we created a new one.
People don't write those kind of songs
They
that much
don't.
anymore.
They don't.
It's some of my, this is probably not a good example, but like Jimmy Webb or just melodies that you go, wow, I don't hear that every day. You don't hear those kind of songs very often.
No.
And they're special.
No.
And that one fits in that category to me.
It does, absolutely.